Good afternoon. I wanted to put together a short video and explain our web design HTML project. And this again, this project goes with our text, that the HTML part of our course, and using our HTML text. So let's see, our goal is to create one website using HTML. So we'll hard code the whole site. Let's see, we want to apply knowledge and skills you've learned in our class, and then we want to use the HTML and CSS to develop your own site. Now, two different kinds, any site is okay. So whether it's a business site for like a nonprofit, or for profit, or for yourself, or a portfolio, either is okay. I kind of thought about using this project to help you start developing and thinking about your own professional portfolio, because a portfolio is very important, or can be very important to you when you start looking for employment. And a portfolio is kind of a compilation of all of that work that you've done throughout your college career. So it might be something to start thinking about. So when I say that, I wrote an electronic portfolio is preferred, but you also may develop a site for a real or a made-up profit or non-profit business. Okay, so anything is fine as long as it meets the criteria. Now, also, I want you might have a number of different images and the zip file. So either submit separate images and/or the Word doc with images and your responses to question 1 through 4 separately from your website and your zip file. And of course, you've created those zip files throughout the HTML part of our course, so you know exactly how to do that. This would just be another file or a number of separate images that might be screen captures in addition to your zip file. Total points, it's worth 74 points total. 3 different sections. We have a development process, and there's a lot of extra credit available within this section because there are 3 different areas that we really haven't talked about within the textbook. But if you want to take a look at these areas, do a little research, do a little extra work, they are worth extra points. Now, first of all, what is required though in this section? What are the site's goals, target audience, and site description? So that's a short narrative, and you'll probably write up 1, 2, maybe 3 paragraphs about the goals, target audience, and site description, worth 4 points. Now, the wireframe or a mock-up is where you might have a piece of paper and you might draw out what the site is supposed to look like. And that it kind of is, you can sketch this wireframe or kind of build it maybe with PowerPoint initially, just to kind of take a look at the coloring and kind of the layout of the page or the pages. So you can do that. That's worth 4 points extra credit, and you might just go ahead and research website wireframes or mock-ups and then see what you need for that. Browser compatibility. Test your site on 3 different browsers. Once you complete it, once you build it, test it on 3 different browsers, and then just verify by grabbing a screenshot of the different browsers, and write your name and then which particular browser. I think that's sufficient for verifying that you tested your site in different browsers. Now, usability testing. Ask somebody to go ahead and test your site. Include the individual's name and at least one of their comments. So let me back up. The browser compatibilities were 3 extra points, and usability testing is 2 extra points. So do a quick Google search on compatibility testing, on usability testing, kind of understand what those are for. For usability testing, ask one individual to test your site and include an example or include their comments. Okay, now that's extra credit. The second section is the site build. We have the content, 2 points each for each page, 10 points total. Now, you're required to have 5 pages, but you can have more than that. Evaluation would be based upon 5 pages. If you're doing a portfolio, these are probably the pages that you might go ahead and use. Now, projects would be a separate page that would contain all of those projects that you would do throughout your entire college career, for instance. Now, a business, these might be the pages that you might go ahead and use. You can go ahead and change what those pages are. I just require 5 pages. These are suggestions. Originality, a site design must be of your own making, obviously. The layout is worth 2 points. Navigation. So navigation is user-centered, well-named, and well-organized. So we want to take a look at the diagram of the directory structure and the navigation link structure. So I've given you a couple of different examples here, and I've just taken some screenshots of what the particular directory structure would look like. That's sufficient. That'll be perfect. And then a navigational structure. Index.html will be linked to biography, resume, and so on. Now, I gave you these 2 different pictures. One is using the File Explorer within Windows, and the other is simply using a text file. So you can go ahead and do what makes sense. I just wanted to give you a couple of different examples. Consistency. All pages are consistent in the layout. Text is large enough to read. Contrasts strongly with background color. Images, at least 1 per page. Audio, 1 audio file, 1 video. These can be linked. External links, and if you have an audio or video file linked and you're required to have external links, I don't have a problem with kind of working them out together. 1 external link can go to a video, 1 can go to an audio file. No problem with that. Internal links, now you're going to need at least 4 internal links, probably more. Titles must have a logical title element. Okay, a list, 1 page includes an ordered or unordered list, 1 table, an external style sheet, 1 form, and then validate each of those pages plus a CSS page. So that section is worth a total of 64 points. Section 3, a few questions just to kind of follow up. And they're worth 2 points apiece. What are the primary differences between developing a site and using a web development site service? Think about that, research that a little bit. Maybe go to a Weebly.com or a Wix.com and just read the about and some of the information on that. This is a little bit of your own research just for further investigation. 2, list 1 advantage and 1 disadvantage to developing and building your own site in HTML and CSS or using a web authoring tool. Primarily, that's what we're after. 3, list 1 advantage and 1 disadvantage to developing a site using a web development service. So again, go out there to a Weebly or a Wix or a GoDaddy service and do a little bit of research about what's involved with building a service that is a template-driven kind of service. There are probably more. I was going to say there's probably no wrong or right answer, but there are answers that are more right and answers that are less right. Okay, so do your research. Just understand the differences and explain those differences. Now, and explain, or when I say differences, explain the advantage, the disadvantage, and so on. I'd probably expect a short paragraph for an advantage, a short paragraph for a disadvantage. That's probably sufficient. That particular section, section 3, is worth 6 points, which gives us a total of 74 points possible. So I think that is all I need to go ahead and mention for our HTML project. If you have questions or comments, please contact me. Thank you.